WBC Arena. The time is now as we get set for what should be an incredible matchup. I'm Todd Grisham, and next to me for the broadcast, the one and only Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
All of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight. Here we go.
This is going to be that fight. This is what people are going to be talking about forever and a day.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup. Here we go. These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. Missed him with that uppercut. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Scoring uppercut there. Perhaps the hottest ticket in town for this fight tonight.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero, the pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fight.
Oh my goodness, Joe! And Powerhouse has been dropped. We wondered how good his chin was, but no one's chin standing up to that shot.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from? One, two, three, four. Are you okay?
Well, they beat the count and are ready to go again.
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
Halfway through the round, and they've got some work to do to get back into it.
There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Lucky that hook didn't score. Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown.
I love the response.
Here we go. It's round two. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
Oh, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming up? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Oh, and he caught him there with a right hook. Punch and just got countered. This fighter doesn't just want to win by knockout. They want to do it early so they can get out of here.
They've got to be very wary. If you're in with a slugger, they will fight all night for fun. They'll stay in your face. They are naturally tough and strong and aggressive.
Good counter punching. The perfect counter lands. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Counter punch. One punch could change everything in this battle. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Nice counter punch right up. So much for defensive abilities. Saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. corner's got to take a good look at their fighter. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Let's go out there and get your boxing back together.
The bell rings and we start the third. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter punch. That counter punch caught him clean. Missing with that right hook. Nope, that hook won't score. Nice counter shot. Well done with that counter shot. Can't find a home for that jab. High-octane battle. Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Perfect counter shot. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
That was a terrible round.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Watch the jab. This fight has a real good flow to it. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Beautiful counter shot. The jab doesn't quite connect. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
There's a counter shot. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? Punch, counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to...
Forget about the round.
On to the 5th we go. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
How about that time counter shot? Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone.
Whoa, did you see that? Give me just a second here, Johnny. And now going for the finish. I thought that was the end, but here we go again. Back into the fire.
Defense, defense, defense is everything.
And it took one punch to put one punch down. As you can see, it was a hit to the head that did it. Let's watch it again.
I've got to see that again.
About that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues.
Gotta look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner somehow.
Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10. There's the bell to start round 6. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Jab does not score. They exchange punches. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
You know, I've been in fights like...
Here we go. It's round 7. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, and you've got to be confident.
Nice counter. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Just missing with the uppercut. Jab misses. That jab doesn't find a home. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You cannot gas out if you could.
Now it's going to be a tougher fight.
Round 8, and we're off again. Not sure these two fighters can keep up the pace we saw last round, but you know they're going to try.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
They hit like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
And he scores with the counter. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
The stamina is off the charts. One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Some might have thought the fight a little bit closer, but the judges are in agreement. A unanimous decision win.
Unanimous. You know what? Smart. Smarts, that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. At every round in the bag, there was no argument, no discussion, no mistake. It was so obvious.